Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for part 22 of my favorite books with Sapphic main characters. Please know and understand that people of all races, genders, sexualities, disabilities, and everything are welcome and safe on my channel, and I extend my love and my allyship to all members of the queer community. So without any further ado, the first book on this list is called Don't Let It Break Your Heart. This story is a YA contemporary following a young lesbian main character who has a crush on the same girl as her best friend, but it's about more than that. It's about, being queer in a small town and what that really means, and, what it means to find a community in a small town, especially in a more conservative small town, if you know what I mean. This story is excellent, and it's so important, and it's so relevant, and it's so important, but above all else, the friendship is so wholesome, and it's so lovely, and I love it so much. The queer representation is top-notch, and it's excellent. The Sapphic romance is so cute, and it's so well-paced. The plot is so intriguing. This book is truly one of my 5-star favorites from this year, because it was excellent, it's beautiful, it's emotional. I think I cried maybe twice, or something like that. I don't know. I really love this book, so with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Full Shift. This story is a YA urban fantasy graphic novel following a young Sapphic werewolf, and it's so good. If you want something a little bit more fun and lighthearted to read, I would recommend this book. It's also a little shorter since it's a graphic novel. Speaking of, the illustrations are so pretty and so vivid, but the story is as well so excellent. The plot is so engaging. I was so invested in the characters from the beginning to the end. The Sapphic romance is so cute and so well done. The queer representation is awesome, and I loved the parallels between her queer identity and her werewolf identity, if that makes any sense. The werewolf pack also was so well developed and so well done. This book is so good. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I think this book deserves so much more hype because it's absolutely so excellent. Both the author as well as the illustrator deserve all of the flowers and so much more. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Practical Rules for Cursed Witches. This story is a YA Sapphic fantasy following a young Sapphic main character who must complete her magical training by breaking a powerful curse. And I'm so excited to talk about this book because literally it's one of my favorite Sapphic fantasies that I've read this year, which sounds like a very high compliment, but in actuality, I don't think I've read very many Sapphic fantasies this year, or fantasies in general. But anyway, this book is excellent. First of all, the world building is so magical, and it's so immersive, and it's so bright and well done. I feel like bright is not the right adjective to use there, but basically, I love this book so much. The characters really bring it to life. The Sapphic romance is so well paced, and it's so well done. The found family is so good. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. This book is absolutely so excellent from the beginning to the end. Everything about it is so good. The magic, the plot, the world building, the found family, the queerness. This book is excellent. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Libertad. I think that's how you say it, but I'm not completely sure. But anyway, the story is a YA contemporary set against the backdrop of the controversial Honduran presidential elections of 2017 and follows a young queer main character who's a poet, and it's about fighting for what you love and for who you love, which is absolutely so incredibly relevant, especially now that we're in a new presidential era in America. But it's also so relevant when it comes to other countries as well. But anyway, this story is so good, and it's so well done. First of all, the writing is excellent. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I loved the main character's relationship with all of her family members and everything. The Sapphic romance is so cute, and it's so well paced. Everything about this story is so excellent, and it's so relevant, and it's so timely. This book is so incredibly important for Americans, for queer people, for everyone around the world, and I just, urgently want you to read it. Anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Dark We Know. This story is a YA urban fantasy following a young Asian bisexual main character who's being haunted by her past. I think this book is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. First of all, the world building is so magical and it's so immersive. And I love all the hauntings. I typically don't love paranormal stories as much as I enjoyed this one, but this book was so good. The world building is excellent, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, the writing is so good, the plot is so excellent and so intriguing. I loved the queer representation. This book is so good. It is so excellent, and it's so fantastic, and it was so riveting from the beginning to the end. I'm so glad I gave this book a second chance. I don't know what I was on when I DNF'd it for the first time. Like, this book is excellent, and it's so good. And it's so well done, and it's so well paced. Like, this book deserves all of its hype and so much more. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called It's Only a Game. This story is a YA contemporary thriller following a young Asian main character after she and her friends are framed for murder, and also her past is catching up to her. This story is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. I remember having really low expectations for this book because, first of all, even though I've learned this year that I prefer thrillers over horrors, I don't typically enjoy thrillers all too often either. And second of all, I don't always enjoy books that involve video games because since I don't play video games myself, I don't really always understand, like, the lore, you know what I mean? But, like, overall, this book is so good and it's truly so thrilling. Like, once the consequences of the video game started leaking into real life, I was hooked, especially since that happened so early on, too. Like, the plot is so intriguing and so engaging, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, I love the friendships so much, the queer representation was so normalized and it was so well done. Like, I love the characters, I love the plot, I love the world building. This book is so excellent and it's so underrated. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Make My Wish Come True. This story is a YA contemporary following two former childhood best friends who fake date, but they haven't seen each other in quite a few years. So if you're curious as to why they're fake dating, then read this book. This book is so good. It is absolutely so excellent. It is a perfect winterly read. I almost said perfect Christmas read, but some of you don't celebrate Christmas, so I want it to be inclusive. This book is so excellent, and it's so well done. I really, really enjoyed it. First of all, whenever I read books historically by multiple authors, I can tell, like, which perspective is written by which author, you know what I mean? And it doesn't always feel cohesive, but within this book, it felt so cohesive because both characters were equally well developed and distinct, and I loved their Sapphic romance so much. Fake dating is truly one of my favorite romantic tropes, and it hits so well within a queer romance. This book is excellent. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. I loved the world building. I loved the characters. I loved, like, the wholesome friendships within their families. Like, this book is excellent and it's so well done, and I really, really enjoyed it, clearly. So with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called A Dark and Drowning Tide. This story is an adult fantasy following two Sapphic main characters who are technically academic rivals to lovers, but basically they are currently teaming up to solve their mentor's murder. Again, I said this book is technically academic rivals to lovers because they were academic rivals during school, but this book is set after school, so it does not have an academic setting if that's what you're hoping for, if that makes any sense. But anyway, the world building is so good, and it's so magical, and it's so immersive, which I was definitely expecting based on the author's reputation. Her books historically have been so good and so well done. The romance is so cute and it's so well paced, and I love their chemistry so much. The two characters are both so well developed and so distinct, and I love them both individually as well as their dynamic together. The plot is so intriguing, and I was so riveted by the mystery. Like, it was so well done. Like, it's so good. The mystery is definitely the driving plot in the story, if that makes any sense. Like, that's the foreground, and the Sapphic romance is in the background more so, if that makes any sense. But basically, overall, this book is excellent, and it's so, so good. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I hope you know that the queer community deserves safety, love, value, and they deserve to be seen and heard just as much as anybody else. So without any further ado, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the blue heart emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I hope this video helps diversify your bookshelf, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!